Well, this property here I thought was so very special. When I was introduced to Jane, and her being a good mudgy now that I've wanted her to be, and she wants to be too, we have learned a lot about each other. And that learning is how we're going to present ourselves in the future. She took me to a place today where the past was ever so present. And seeing that, I had thought, well, there's no secret about Aboriginals and their past with wonderful people who belong to this country here with their son, and to know that that will be handed down to a third generation of children coming and going on this property here, that forever will have the presence of Aboriginal people in spirit.
A lot's happened in the past and we can't change that, but we can change the future and have a more positive relationship.
Think about all my family before me and how things were and types of things like that, and I get really upset about how people were treated, and you know what I mean? I have a really strong belief in my culture. Such a nice place. And I'm proud to be here today.
We're excited to find out that there is a site that was obviously of great importance to Aboriginal people back hundreds, thousands of years ago. So we're always trying to improve our understanding of this landscape, and it adds another layer to that, to learn what people were doing here before it was farmed.
The department's going to list Gollion as an Aboriginal place. What makes this one extra special is that it's on private lands. In most cases, private landowners are rather hesitant about opening their gates to Aboriginal communities, and especially about conserving Aboriginal heritage on their lands.
For a long time, there was always that barrier that sort of said that if I let Aboriginal people come onto my land, I'm going to lose my property maybe.
Dave Johnson had been looking around at most of our property, and then Dave said, oh, I reckon this is the site of an ochre quarry. And we'd never thought any significance of what we call Bald Hill, and so yeah, we were very excited about this.
Well, this site is particularly significant to the Ngunnawal and Ngambri families. It's an ochre quarry site. Ochre is a hydrated iron oxide. Basically, you have a sandstone or sedimentary fine silt base, which over the years the iron is absorbed, and so you produce like a hematite that over time weathers and oxidises, and if you like, rusts, and so you get this crust or a rusting effect, which you get your colours, your reds, yellows. So it's a site that we've got stone tools present on top, including scrapers that have been used to grind and scrape the ochre out. Here in the New South Wales area, we don't have too many around this immediate region, and so to the local custodians, this is a very significant site because it represents a source where pigments and ochres were able to be obtained.
Well, ochre is important to us. We use it for our ceremonies. We use it for the coming of age of young men and women. We use it for the birthing of our children. We use it for the ceremonies of, like here, our bogong moth ceremonies. And we use it for welcoming people into our land.
We as Aboriginal people have a very strong connection to the land. It's our beliefs that we originate from the land, we're here for a short time, and then eventually we return back to the land, you know. So it's all about that connection to country.
I thought this was just a joke, and then I come over and actually felt it. That's the part that makes me go, oh, funny. I can't believe it's just so magnificent, David.
It is a good one.
I didn't realise that. God, how lucky. We always talk about our Mother Earth. But when you're born in a hospital now. You know, for a baby to be rubbed down with our ochre, that is bringing the earth, Mother Earth, to that child.
The use of the ochre is allowing us to make that reconnection to country.
So, you know, these are the ceremonies that people have long forgotten. So that's what ochre means to us. It's special because we can tell our history, our oral history through ochre.
I'm very excited. It's an opportunity where we've got, you know, traditional owners coming together for the invitation by non-Indigenous property owners to share, to know and learn the landscape, a cultural landscape, both for non-Indigenous and Indigenous, identifying what's there and actually sharing and celebrating that richness of this landscape.
For community, it allows them, you know, to have that feeling that their sites are significant and their recording and their knowledge of the sites is going to be recognised.
Really, that's what we're looking for, is the proper recognition of us as being the first inhabitants of this area.
Well, as the younger generation, I felt like it was good to go out and see all these new things and be taught how everything actually went down back then, how they did it. Well, it's a part of who I am, it's my culture, and it's something I'd like to get to know like as much as I can of.
I think really this is a small act, but in the wider context, we're never going to achieve reconciliation as a nation unless we engage in projects like this one.
I was taken back because this is only the second property that I have visited that as property owners they're willing to share the history of past gone with the present now of myself and other Aboriginal people. And if we can keep doing things like that, we'll now bring an understanding of what real reconciliation really means.
We're thrilled to think we can retain part of that history. It might sound trite, but that's, you know, our small part towards reconciliation.
When you're the keeper of this knowledge, you do want to share it with the generations that are coming up.
We're going to acknowledge it and list it as an Aboriginal place, but we're still going to be running cattle around there, so there's nothing really that we're losing. We want to tell other farmers that the sky's not going to fall in if they bring Aboriginal people onto their land and find artefacts, and they've actually got nothing to lose. They've got knowledge to gain by engaging with the local community, Aboriginal community.
Since my people have occupied this region for at least 21,000 years, there is going to be a lot of cultural features within that landscape.
By all the parties, there's an initiative to share in a sense of reconciliation to other property owners in the area, that having Aboriginal sites on your property can actually enhance your knowledge and appreciation of your country.
I understand there's very few places on private land, so to think that we can show people that there's nothing to be frightened of, it's something to be proud of, I think that's just excellent.